What is up, YouTube? Matt Price with Chrome Donkey here for episode 6. This one's going to be a big one. This is where we do the actual paint work. So in the last episode, I showed you guys a little bit of footage of doing the sanding. So now, as you can tell, I've got everything taped off and ready to roll. So what we're going to be using today is this Black Widow gun from Harbor Freight. A lot of awesome reviews about this, the HTE version. So hopefully this works well, and time will tell. I've got some TotalBoat Primer and Top Coat. Show you guys the... makes 2 of them. Nice, okay. Well, 2 big C-17s or C-130s, whatever they are, just flew over, and that's what happens when you live by Dobbins Air Force Base. They're all over the place here. So, as I was saying, so we're going to use the Black Widow spray gun. I've got TotalBoat Primer and Top Coat that I'm going to be using the sprayer for. And then the clear coat, I actually got a 6-pack can of the Ultra 2X clear coat, which is, based on the reviews, is a phenomenal clear. I couldn't find it in, like a gallon or a quart. Probably didn't look hard enough, but when I came across the 6-pack, it was not a bad deal. Be sure to link all this stuff in the description, the Black Widow gun, the paint that I'm using, the clear. And you can see I've kind of got a divider there because I don't want any overspray, when I'm doing one ski versus the other. So if I kind of give you a wider angle, so you see I've got this one taped off, and then on this side I've got this guy taped off. Same exact process. So we will see how it goes. I'm really excited about this because this is where the project really starts coming to life, once I actually get some new paint on this. And my plan, if all goes according to plan, is to do the primer and the top coat today, leave everything to dry overnight, and then do the clear coat tomorrow. Everything I was reading on this TotalBoat Top Coat, is basically saying you need to give it 8-12 hours to cure really good before you actually do the top. So gonna see how that goes, and stay tuned. Okay guys, quick checkpoint. I have laid the primer down, and just like it says with this particular primer, you don't want to do a thick coat, and 1 coat is all you need. So luckily that quart just was enough to lay down 1 thin coat of primer, and this is after going over it with a scuff pad, just to scuff it up and do a little light sanding, and then with a tack cloth get all the excess off. So hopefully this is going to be a nice surface to lay down the top coat. And I'm gonna lay down as many coats as a gallon will last, right? So I know I'll be able to get 2, maybe 3, but certainly I can get 2 coats per ski because it is a full gallon. And that's what I'm gonna do now. So both of them are ready to roll. I will say I love the gun. It's a little bit more messy, so that's my mixing area, and I'm not too worried about this garage floor if I get any spillage or overspray or anything, because this thing already needs to be re-epoxied or lay some tiles down, because you can see from past projects I've got some overspray. So that may be another project for another day, but for now let's go ahead and get the top coat rolling. Alright guys, just wanted to do a real quick check-in. I hope the GoPro footage is going to work, but I have no idea what angle I'm getting since it's just on top of my head. Just wanted to give you guys a real quick check-in on where I'm at. So I've done 2 coats of the top coat so far. You can see that it's still tacky. Probably will need another 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm going to lay the final coat. I'm just going to do 3 coats in total, and probably will let that set overnight to somewhat harden, and then tomorrow I think I'm going to lay the top clear coat. Hopefully hopefully, let me show you guys what I got. Hopefully I'll be able to get 3, maybe at least 2 coats per ski, because I've got 6 cans. And this is the clear coat that it's got super good reviews, this Max 2K clear coat. And basically it's 2 parts. So you take this little red piece, you put it in the bottom of the can and break it, and that breaks the canister inside and mixes the 2 agents together. And supposedly this is phenomenal clear coat. If you look at the reviews on Amazon, it's just stellar rating. So I'm hoping that I have similar results. So I got 3 cans per ski. So just depending on how far each can goes, you know, I would really love to get 2 coats per ski if I can get away with it. Hopefully that will work. So that is the plan. I'm going to do a little bit more research before I call it a day today after I lay this last coat, just to see if I should lay this clear while the paint is still tacky, or if it's best served to let the paint completely cure, or at least, you know, harden. It's not going to be completely cured in 24 hours, but it'll definitely not be tacky. It'll be dry to the touch. So I want to do a little bit more research on best practices for the top clear coat, just to make sure I can get the most gloss and shine out of this paint job as possible. But guys, this paint gun, this is the way to paint, I'm telling you. This Black Widow paint gun from Harbor Freight. Now obviously there's plenty of different paint guns you can get, but this one is just phenomenal. It's working terrific so far. It's going to need a thorough cleanup job obviously once I'm done. But literally you just put the paint in the can, adjust your dials, figure out the fan. So you've got your fan angle here, you've got the air, and then, you know, your fluid amount adjustment dial here to control how much actual substance gets sprayed out with the gun. So I'm not an expert on these guns. First time I'm actually using one to this degree, and so far I love it. It's laying this paint on super easy. The one complaint that I've got, and maybe you guys can leave some comments below on what I'm doing wrong, and maybe for next time, my next project, I'll know better. For some reason, somewhere along this apparatus, and again, you've got the quick connect here, these are completely tight, this is completely tight. I don't really have any air leakage issues, but it's creating condensation, and I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe it's coming down from in here, I'm not exactly sure. But what happens is, after I've sprayed for a minute, it'll create a little drop, and sometimes that drips on the wet paint, which obviously is no good. So I've been trying my best to kind of keep my hand on this, and ever so often make sure it's wiped clean, just to make sure I don't have any water droplets go on the wet paint. And obviously, I mean, this is a garage paint job, right? I mean, this isn't in a paint booth. There's obviously going to be imperfections in this paint job because I'm doing it myself. I'm not a pro, and again, I'm in the garage. But if I can obviously make it a better paint job, then I'm going to do that. So please leave something in the comments, like what I'm missing with regards to that condensation, because it's really annoying. But everything else has been rock solid. So again, one more coat and then the clear, and it'll be done. I'll just let it cure, probably do some wet sanding and polishing, you know, probably in a week's time, once it's really had a good long while to fully harden. And hopefully this paint's going to come out nice. But so far so good. What is up, YouTube? Matt Price here with Chrome Donkey. So this is a final clip to this episode with regards to the paint and clear coat. So absolutely big shout out to my new LED lights in this garage. They truly turn night into day. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a close-up on the paint on these things and give you a couple of my final thoughts. So first and foremost, you know, obviously you can probably see in the reflection, definitely need to get the orange peel out. I've got a couple things on order where I'm going to do some wet sanding. I think I'm going to start with a 2000 grit and move up to a 3000 grit. And if for whatever reason the 2000 doesn't cut into the orange peel enough, I may drop it down to 1500. And then I've got some polishing compound, and you know, so hopefully this will finish out really, really nice. But I must say, the Black Widow spray gun, which is still right down here on the floor, got a couple things on top of it, but that Black Widow spray gun absolutely laid this stuff down phenomenally well, in my opinion. So I did everything in one motion on one day. So I did the primer, I did one coat thin coat of the TotalBoat Primer as per the instructions, because it's not a filler primer. It's really just designed to be a initial base coat where you're going to lay your top coat on. And the idea behind the TotalBoat Primer is it will flex a little. So when you're out in the sun and you naturally have these fiberglass holes that might shift and flex ever so slightly, the idea there is it won't crack your paint. So hopefully that holds up to be true. And then as far as the paint layers, I did 3 coats of this top, gloss black, also from TotalBoat, and I mean 3 coats on each ski, of course. And then I also did 3 coats of the SprayMax 2K clear. Everything was done with the black wood gun other than the clear coat. I could not find the same clear coat in a can. It may exist, but I had already found a 6-pack of those 2K clears and ordered them, so I just used the regular spray can. So 3 coats of clear on each ski as well. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but other than the orange peel, which again hopefully we're going to knock out, just the gloss and the shine in this paint is just incredible. And this makes the second set of skis that I've done as far as repainted. And the first set of skis I did, I just used typical rattle cans from Home Depot. And granted, the results look really, really great in my opinion. But to me, this is taking it to the next level. And I want to say it's that clear coat that really gives it this shine. Because the reviews on that 2K clear, which I'll leave in the comments, or leave in the description rather, the reviews are just stellar. They're off the charts. And to me, that really shows in this final result. I mean, this paint is just smooth as silk, and it's super glossy. So I think all I'm going to have to do is a light coat, get some of the orange peel out, and then buff it up. And these skis are just going to be incredible looking once I'm done with them. So that's just a real quick wrap up of this particular episode. So now the next episode that I'm going to tackle probably tomorrow or the next day is going to be the wet sanding. So we're going to get these things sanded down. We're going to get the paint done so you got a nice high gloss finish. And then once that part is done, the next step will be to do the seat covers, get the seat covers installed, the seats on, and then finally we'll finish up with doing the handlebars and getting everything dialed in there and recovering the handlebar pads. And then that will be a finished product other than applying the stickers and the new traction mats, which I may do that in one video and just call it a final step of installing the traction mats and the stickers. Now the traction mats are incredibly simple. They're just 3M adhesive. You pull it off and you stick them on and you're done. Graphics are a little bit more challenging, and typically the way I do the graphics is just soapy water, spray it down, that way you can still shimmy the graphic around, get everything lined up and laid the way you want it, and then just squeegee out the water and it works great. So I may do that on another video as well. So almost done, guys. We just got a little bit of paint correction, graphics, handlebars, seat covers, and then new traction mats, and these will be ready to hit the water. So thank you very much for stopping by the channel. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, because we're going to be pushing more videos out like this. Hopefully you find this content valuable. Stay safe, and once again, thanks for stopping by and have a fantastic day.